Claire, because she kicked a lot of butt. She also got her butt kicked a lot. Obviously, she always regenerated.
Oh, yeah, that was my job. Like, I just want to... I'm like Kenny in South Park. Die every episode.
You killed Claire!
Yeah, exactly.
You were blown up by nukes twice. You were frozen. All manner of things. What did you think of the evolution of Claire as a character throughout the 4 seasons of Heroes?
Well, it's interesting because I also grew up with Claire. You know, I was 16 when I started and played it for 4 years, and so I was very much, in a lot of ways, on the same page as her and going through the same things as her. And in a lot of ways, I always saw Heroes as kind of a metaphor for life. You know, a lot of the same struggles that you're dealing with, obviously, maybe not the manifestation of powers, unless anyone here wants to prove me wrong.
It is FanExpo, so...
Yeah, you never know. But yeah, she evolved and she grew up, and I got to play bad for a second, which was really cool. But she was just fun, and she was spunky, and she was real, and she was relatable, and that was the whole thing about her, is that she just wanted to be a normal girl, and she was dealing with occurrences that she just wasn't used to, and she had to figure out how to deal with them and separate her life and be able to accept her ability that she had and use it for the good.
Is it hard to make a character who is not relatable in the literal sense because of her powers become so relatable because she was, and you kind of identified with her, but is that really a tough trick as an actor?
Not really. Not really, because it's the same thing. You relate it to something that's happened in your life or something that's going on in your life. You know, it might be healing, or it might be, you know, trying to fit into high school. And you know, I was picked on terribly through school. And
really?
Yeah, picked on pretty badly. And so when I saw her and what she was dealing with and the people she was dealing with, it was very relatable to me, even though I obviously wasn't going through the same exact problems as she was.
Right. That was awesome.
Well, I'd like to ask you about your character in Scream 4. I just saw it not too long ago. I really enjoyed your character in the film and wanted to know, are you that interested in horror, and could you possibly rattle off that impressive list of horror titles again, or would that be putting you on the spot?
I remember being so nervous about that, because usually when we memorize paragraphs or dialogue, there's generally some sort of story behind it. There's generally points. So you kind of, at least I kind of memorize them by point. Right. So you start with one topic and you talk about that topic and go to the next. And when you're dealing with a list and you're dealing with continuity, which means when they cut from here to here, it has to look the same, and you have to be saying the same thing in the same order. So I started memorizing that thing so early. I was so nervous that I was going to mess it up. I'm trying to remember how it started. I don't know. What was it? I can't remember which order. It was House of Wax, The Fog, My Bloody Valentine, Amityville Horror, Piranha. I don't know. I need to go watch the film again. I need to go.
Is it even more nerve-wracking when you've got Wes Craven there watching you do it, you know?
You know what? I expected him to be creepy. I really did. Like, people like Stephen King or Wes Craven, these guys who have made their careers off of thrillers and horror, and I was like, this guy's gotta be weird.
You know,
and they're not. They're actually really, really sweet, and he was so sweet and so nice and such a fun guy to work with, and very funny. Like, he was kind of quiet, and then he'd just come out with these one-liners, and you're like, what? What did you say? And you'd be rolling on the floor laughing. And it's amazing to work with somebody who really has a vision. You can fully put your trust in their hands and know that they know exactly what they're doing. Especially since it was my first horror film.
Cool. We've got a lot of hands out in the crowd, so let's. Why don't you want the gentleman with the guns? Oh, the lady with the guns. There you go. What's that?
Laura Croft.
Oh, you're Laura Croft. I can't see very well. Hi, Lara.
You run into Jerry Bruckheimer all the time. Well, tell him hello for me. You know, right now I'm actually looking to take a little class like that, some college course, online course. I really like going to class, especially now that I've not had to go to class for a very long time. But I'd love to take something like marine biology or something having to do with animal medicine. You know, growing up I always wanted to be a veterinarian, and I love working with wild animals, and I always said that eventually, maybe towards the end of my career, that I would try to open a wildlife rehabilitation center, maybe somewhere in Africa or somewhere in the United States. So it's a dream. We'll see if it happens, but I definitely would like to spend more time working with animals. They make me very happy.
Gentleman here, it's your hand way up. Yeah. No, we can do you, and then we'll come back.
What was it like working with Zachary Quinto on that first episode of season 3?
Zach Quinto?
Yeah.
Awesome. Really, really awesome. And the weird thing about this show is because it was such an ensemble cast, there are still to this day some people that I had like one scene with in 4 years. And we were a very tight-knit cast, so that was even stranger. But the first time I worked with Zach, I hadn't really met him. In fact, I think the first time I worked with Jack, who played HRG, my dad, they'd called action, and he walked in and we did the scene, and then afterwards they said cut, and I said, hey, nice to meet you, I'm Hayden. Like, didn't meet him before the scene started, and you don't even realize what kind of relationships you're gonna, you know, form with these people, and how much time you're gonna end up spending with them. And it was kind of the same thing with Zach, you know, it was very unknown to me, which worked in that way because I was running away from a guy I didn't know. So there you go, it worked. He's great though. He's a class act. He's a great dude.
You like Siler as a character, or who was one of your favorite characters?
Tyler must have been such a fun character to play. I really love him, and he added such a great element to the show and was such a pivotal part of the show. And even though he was seen as a bad guy, there were still things that he was going through that you could relate to. He had a heart under there, and you realized that it came from pain and the things that he had gone through in his life. But yeah, I loved his character. Mossy's character in the beginning was so funny. So funny. I loved everyone's character. They were all so different and cool, and I just wanted to be able, I just want to be able to teleport in real life.
Where would you teleport to?
Where wouldn't I teleport to?
You had to go to only one place.
If I had to go to only one place?
Say FanExpo Canada 2011.
Yes. That one. Oh wait. Here I am. I'd probably go somewhere tropical.
Yeah.
I'll have to get back to you.
Okay.
I'll think about it.